All right, so it's July 4th, 2013. Scott and I have been back for 3 days now. I'm relaxed. Does your body feel relaxed?
Yeah.
Feel better? Legs hurt?
No, not much.
No, feet still hurt a little bit, but hey, we are more relaxed and feeling good. So what we want to do is just real quick recap our journey. Thank everybody for all the help that they've given us along the way. To recap, on June 15th at 5:01 in the morning, Scott and I stepped off our front porch and started walking and hitchhiked across the United States. Our goal was to get to California and back. We had a list of 101 silly things to do along the way. We covered, how many of them would you say? Do you remember? I think it was 69.
Yeah.
69 things. The last thing, to accomplish, Scott climbed a tree in the middle of nowhere. But we did everything from dancing with a stranger, seeing a waterfall, helping a stranger out, naming you.
Being at a homeless shelter.
Homeless shelter. We saw a radio station. Scott, you rode a horse. All kinds of crazy things. But we got a lot of things accomplished behind the scenes of a bowling alley. A lot of things. But as I said, we stepped off at 5:01 in the morning. Now, what was your first thought when you were going? Did you actually think we'd be able to accomplish it and do it, honestly?
I really thought we were just crazy and we weren't going to get far, but we did.
Yeah. Were you surprised how far we got the first day?
Yeah.
The first day started off, I think, to me, the funniest ride was actually our second ride. First ride we got picked up by a gentleman actually who lived in Richmond. He dropped us off in Seville. And our second ride was in, tell him.
A two-person convertible?
A two-seater convertible. So got in, Scott climbed on my lap, and the guy took us to the Lodi truck stop where we uploaded some of our first videos, and then got on our way on 224. Along the way, we went on 224. We met a lot of people. We got picked up by two girls first. A single lady, mother, probably grandmother, sort of thought we were out of our mind for attempting this. And then this other lady, I believe she was coming home from Kent State University, mother of, I want to say three or four, had picked us up, took us a little ways. And what was funny is right from the beginning is people tell us, I normally don't pick up hitchhikers. We thought we only had around 80 to 100 rides all through the trip, but many days we were getting 7 to 10 rides. If you listen to the recap of Scott's day 2, he says that we've already had 22 rides. So if we had 22 rides in day 2, we're gonna have to actually really calculate and see how we did this. We got a ride. One of our first rides was from a homeless man. He had lived in a tent for, do you remember how many years?
I don't remember.
Many years, somewhere, I don't really want to say where he lived, but he lived, here and locally in the area. He had a job, I believe, probably worked in a factory somewhere, and then just didn't pay rent or anything. He was happy living in a tent. We ended up getting some free chips. Exchange. I went in to use the restroom. We talked to the waitress and the owner at a restaurant. I think it was Lucero or something, Mexican restaurant. In Ohio still, say, hey man, I'll put you on YouTube if you give us some chips and salsa. And he said his thing, we put him on there. Day one, we made it all the way to Indiana, got to the other side of Indiana, Huntington, Indiana. We had to walk through Indiana, or Huntington.
Stuck in the dark.
Yes, well, it wasn't dark when we got there. We got to Huntington probably about 5 o'clock. Walked up to the McDonald's around, we got there, it took about 45 minutes, would you say?
Yeah.
Walking uphill. And this is when we realized the importance of hitchhiking in daylight and everything. We sat at McDonald's for a good hour and a half. We ate, uploaded some videos, charged the phones, the iPads, all that, and then started walking out of Huntington. We were actually leaving the 224 originally, so we took 224 all across Ohio with no issues, 224 into Indiana, and then right in Huntington we got on, I believe it was the 42 or the 24. 24, you think?
Probably 24.
All right, well, 24, 42, well, maybe backwards. I'll go with him with 24. I just remember we made a left and we went down this hill, and by the time we got to the bottom of this hill, it was probably about a mile, 2 miles long, it was starting to get dark. We were in a dark area. We went in the gas station. There was a little corner gas station, like right inside once you make a right onto the highway we were on. And, tried to get a ride down the road a little ways. I think the next town was Wabash or something like that, if I can remember. And so Scott and I walked, and before we knew it, it was 9:30. Then it was like 10 o'clock. and we're walking down, 4-lane highway, 2 on their side, 2 on our side, 220 or 24, whatever, 42, I don't know, in Indiana, and probably about an hour or so walking in the dark, and we had to put glow sticks in our shoes. I had a glow stick shaped like a thumb, trying to attract people. It's our very first night at hitchhiking. Actually, you know what? Was it our first night? Yes, it was our first night. I was trying to think about the truck stop, but that came later in the evening. And we got pulled over by the sheriff of Huntington County, whatever the county is. And he ran our ID and everything. We hopped in. He drove us to the county line. As we were driving, he was like, got on the phone, or told his dispatch lady, hey, I want you to get on the phone with the next county over and have them pick these 2 boys up. I don't want them hitchhiking in the dark. They can take them over to Walmart and let them start hitchhiking again where it's more lit up, better picked up, gas stations, etc. So it was very cool. As we got there and the Walmart areas, that's where we met that next gentleman.
I think his name was Ed.
Ed was he stayed up all night long. He was not an alcoholic. He was not a druggie or anything like that. He was a gentleman who just worked, lived with his parents, and they would go to the Dutch pantry, I believe, and have coffee. But he went to Walmart to find out the best way to get us down this. It was 24, old 24, or new 24, and going and best hitchhiking. And he met his buddy there. He's like, hey, you gonna be at the Dutch pantry later? After gonna take this, blah 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 blah. And Scott and I remember sitting in this guy's car. And did you have to sit on my lap in that one too?
It was like the corner of the chair.
Because we had to share a front seat in this one. Because the gentleman had some kind of fan or something in the back, radiator or something in the back seat and in the back of his area. So there was, we had the bags in front, and then he and I are just cramped, like cramped together, sitting there in the bags. And this gentleman was just talking to his friend. Hey, we're gonna get a Dutch pantry. Yeah, probably get rid of these guys. Take them a little bit on the wall wash. I'll be back in the air about 1 in the morning. Blah blah blah. So I mean, he was really nice. He took us on old 24 and was like, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, and it was pitch black. I mean, there was woods over here and woods over here, and you couldn't see anything. I knew a train was going by fairly close. He told me there was a river there. But I mean, he was a very nice guy, very nice guy. He took us to the gas station, and then we had used the bathroom. I think we were in Wabash, which was strange because I never saw that gas station again. Even on the way back, and he and I walked through Wabash. But anyhow, it had an Arby's in it. Arby's was open till 3 in the morning. I know it was before 3, and he was talking. Well, this next ride was this lady. Her story was she had just come back from Chicago, and Ed had went and talked to her and was like, look, these guys are going to have to sleep here all night. It's starting to rain, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up giving her $5, and she drove us to the exit where we got stuck up at the end. Kilmans, Indiana, the very first truck stop on 24 coming in from Illinois. And we drove for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we talked. She told me her story about how her son lived up in Chicago, comes back and visits, for a couple weeks in the summer, and then she just took him back up, and then came back to get us. Or, I mean, not really to get us. She was tired, but she did. We paid the gas. She took us there. That was the first night we got to a truck stop. He and I tried to hitchhike for a few minutes, probably like maybe a half hour, if that. But it was hard. We're on the 65 north and 65 south, and we want to go west. And we talked to the truck driver, a manager person at this truck stop, and she was kind of like rude. Really rude to us at first. Didn't like what we were doing. Blah blah. Well, Scott and I slept outside. That first night at the back of the truck stop. Like where the trucks parked, there was a little grassy area, and then there was a cornfield. Well, next to the cornfield and the grassy area, there was a small area that had a smooth mud clay-like thing, and we just laid a poncho down and put the poncho over top of us, and then we slept till, would you say about 6 in the morning?
Yeah. Probably.
And did you sleep good that first night?
I did.
I mean, I slept fine, no issues. First night sleeping outside. And then we went to, went to McDonald's, I believe, across the street, got our little sausage McMuffins, had our sign, Dad and Son going west. Our plan was to get a truck driver, get a truck driver, get a truck driver. And we ended up getting these 2 women picked us up. They were going to get the passengers. I think it was Steph and Tina, and I think Tina was driving and Steph was the passenger. They were going to get Steph's child, bring them in for the summer, etc. And they were going past old Route 66, but these ladies were great, man. They were so fun, like just you know, down to earth, liked to party, didn't care, you know. Their idea was, you know, a good party is just please hit the toilet, don't puke anywhere, and I'm not cleaning up after you. But they were funny. I mean, they were really nice. I didn't get the opinion that they were druggies or anything. I know they like to drink, and I believe that's pretty much it. Drink and have fun, work, and all that stuff. But they took us to Old Route 66. I'm going to have to stop this and continue again because we're going to run out of time.